mentioned earlier about 1500 that you don't touch, the letter of introduction. Can you go into more detail about that?
Yes, I mean, after you have your first accounts, the savings, once all your documentation has been sent into the government will give to Alex a letter of introduction. You take this to whatever bank. Now on there, it'll say what bank you go to. So wherever you're living or you're going to be living, find a bank that's close by.
And Alex is from immigration or banking?
No, Alex is a private person. She's the one that'll assist you if you choose to do it. You don't have to. But when I went to her,
Seamless.
and she does not take any money other than you end up with 2 visas, the 1-year tourist visa, but you get every 2 months another one that you have to pay, but you can give it to her or you can go straight into yourself and do that.
So she's like a private liaison.
Yes, that's exactly what she is.
I see. Okay.
And it cuts down a lot of frustration. But then you get this letter of introduction and you take it to the bank that's on there and you'll deposit your 1,500 or 10,000 or the 20 or 25,000. And you cannot touch that. And you don't get anything in there. You just sit there and don't do anything. But once you do that, then you can open up a third savings account. That third savings account you can only do after you get the letter of introduction, and that's the account that if you're retired, instead of having a friend wire your money to you all the time like I was doing, now you have that. They can send that money right to that account. Do not have them convert it to pesos. Have them keep it US dollars. And it goes in there, and then you're gonna have to go and you can transfer that now to your other US dollar or your peso account. You get a better conversion rate here, converting it white in bank to the same bank. You're just transferring it. You get a better rate. If you change it in the States, you're gonna lose about a peso more to a half a peso, depending on whatever your bank and credit unions do. But now you basically have 4 different. You have your regular savings peso, your regular saving US dollar. You have your SRRV, basically I want to say your foundation savings, because you got to leave it. You don't touch it. And then your fort savings, and that's the one that and all of these you have what's called a SWIFT code. You must have a SWIFT code plus your banking and routing number for your whatever bank you have. And so you have to open up that one. Now, the real important thing is, like for the VA, if you're going to do it while you're here and you call, you got to ask, you're going to ask you all these different questions. I mean, and you talk to one person, they're going to ask different ones than when you get to another person. And, but they are going to ask, wherever you're having that money sent in the States, they're going to ask for that account number, and then some of them won't bother to ask you for a routing number. But the next person you know to, they'll say account number, routing number. They all of a sudden asked me for my parents' names. One of my problems is I was adopted, but I'm also a native. And because I'm an Indian, even though I don't look it because I'm light-skinned, I'm an albino, their birth certificates constantly you'll end up with different names. And so they said, no, that's not me, because I have parents, I don't even know who they are on my birth certificate. And so I had to go find, and I was adopted. It was super difficult. It took me a couple of months to get that. So that's why I'm saying, bring your birth certificates, and then you copy everything off of that. Make sure you know the exact amount of money for each of the accounts that you're going to transfer over, because they're gonna ask you, well, how much do we send you? If you don't give the right amount down to the dollar, they'll cut you right off.
Earlier you mentioned 4 accounts. One is a general peso account, one is a general US dollar account, because you want to transfer from US to the US account until
That's
the
wiring.
exchange. Oh,
You wire money to that one.
to the US, yep.
Yes.
And then the other one is the SRRV account, just so that so that's a designated fund for your SRRV stuff,
That's
right?
correct, and you cannot
And
touch
you
it.
can't touch it. And then a 4th account,
Yes.
and that 4th account is for,
The money that your retirement businesses, whether it's a corporation or the government,
got it.
but from the organization that you have been sent to, they will wire that on so that you don't have to worry. It's just automatically, you don't have to find a friend to wire. It's just done. But you cannot do that one until you get the letter of introduction.
So the letter of introduction is for that 4th
That's
account you were talking
Well,
about.
no, it's for the last 2 accounts.
Last to the SRRV and the
Yes,
business
and the
retirement account.
one that it's only for whoever the money is coming, whatever business that you get it from, can wire it there instead of a friend. And that's where then you can not touch the SRRB one, but you can move this US money to this US money, which then when the rate is good, you can send it over
To
to
the
peso.
peso account.
Don't just automatically transfer everything you have to pesos. Keep it when you get a good rate.